Hey everybody, today we are going to talk about shutting it down. That's right, shutting it down. Something that has been not really serving me well. It's time to bring it to a close. It's my business. And this has been a challenging decision. Before we get any further, welcome to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast. This is episode number 165 of a show that provides insight and tools for building the life and homestead of our dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser and I am your host. Today is Thursday, August 5th, 2021. We're going to talk about closing a business. Why? There's a lot of talk now about starting a side hustle, getting a side hustle going, and I'm going to share with you some experiences on how not to do so and what I've been doing over the past few years and how it has been and how my approach has been poorly executed. So here we go. I moved back here in 2013, late 2013. And I had been bitten by the permaculture bug hard, right? Now, I had just landed my job at Davis Tree Farm and Nursery. At that point in time, I don't really know where we're at now. I'm a little less I'm a little more removed from the statistics and the numbers that upper management is privy to, but I remember at that time for nurseries who chose to enter their number, we were the 35th largest nursery according to Nurseryman's Magazine or Nurseryman's Magazine America. And that was a pretty big accomplishment. The business is still doing well, but I'd been bitten by the permaculture bug hard, and with as much enthusiasm and intensity, if not more, that I had for my day job at that time, I had more for permaculture. And just a few months after I was hired in March of 2014, I attended the very first Permaculture Voices conference in California. And subsequently, I attended the second and third. I was inspired so greatly by everyone at the Permaculture Voices conference, and I had stayed in a house with Paul Wheaton and a number of other people from the Permies community. And between the permaculture community via Permies.com and the permaculture community via the Survival Podcast. I was surrounded by movers and shakers and all sorts of people with an entrepreneurial bent. That were actively pursuing ideas that they had by executing upon plans that they'd made. And what I decided to do was take all of these ideas from all of these different people and start spending money that I didn't have on ideas that weren't mine without a firm plan. And I ended up going deeply into debt. And although I had a business and an LLC and was doing business stuff and had a QuickBooks account and was, using that business credit card, I didn't have very many paying customers. In fact, I didn't have very many customers at all. And all of a sudden, I went from having this wonderful concept in 2014 formed into a business, Deliberate Living Systems, LLC. And I spent upwards of $2,000 on a logo design and a website, on WordPress, because that's the platform that was being used at that time. She eventually changed to Squarespace, and that's what I used to build websites that I currently do and maintain. I had an email list, and I started doing all of these things, these hosting meetups and doing a lot of networking. But none of it actually resulted in paying customers because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't having some sort of permaculture business sounded great, but I had just during those years, let's think of permaculture as a great big buffet. And I just walked through the buffet selecting all of the things that looked good. And I just stuffed myself full of them. But that's not really the appropriate way to go about engaging in a healthy and balanced diet at an all-you-can-eat buffet gorging on that which pleases us. Huh? So, fast forward 7 years, 2021. I've decided to shut it down. Close the business down. Recently, I made the decision to eat a lot of expenses that I thought might be feasible or worth manipulating into or under the business umbrella. But the reality is I've been doing this for a few years or attempting to do this based on, again, ideas and things that other people are doing elsewhere in permaculture and regenerative agriculture circles. But just because that business model works for someone somewhere doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for me. And subsequently it hasn't, because I've had no plan, right? So I'm going to shut it down. And it's quite complicated. There's many reasons why I've chosen to maintain this business, and a lot of it has to do with the way that buildings were structured and so on and so forth, and maybe a little bit of me trying to manage affairs that weren't mine to manage. My parents and the land and their business, York Meadow Farm LLC. Perhaps they were just trying to figure things out on their own as well. And some friction was caused because I injected myself into the equation, trying to pretend like I knew so much, when the reality is I didn't, and I don't. As a matter of fact, I know very little. But since reaching this decision recently, deciding to take action on it, I've got a phone call scheduled with my accountant tomorrow to discuss the tax implications of all this. I feel better. What's interesting is it's August, what did I say, August 5th, and we've got trucks out here already. See, in the summertime, evergreens harden off, the new growth hardens off, and there's a brief window where you can dig evergreen trees. So we've got the spring digging season now. Most deciduous trees cannot be dug. However, there are some trees, some species of trees, that if you root prune them, you can perform summer digging. Whereas some other species of trees are spring dig only or fall dig only. But that's a whole nother topic for another time. Digging trees in the nursery industry. But yeah, that's easy for me to say. That's a little backstory on what's new in the business and why. And I look forward to sharing more with you on that as we get closer to actually doing so. And sharing more with you after having that conversation with my accountant tomorrow. So that's it. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.